Before we talked about the worst studios and boutiques of the entire previous year, but now we're getting into the best. We're talking them good guys today. So, what were those studios and boutiques that made us say, wow, in a great way? We're going to get into that right now. But first, if you're a good guy yourself, you love collecting physical media just like me and being a part of this amazing league of mega film fans where we talk the movies we love, then you're in the right spot, my movie friend. Go ahead and mega smash that like and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you're alerted when a new physical media ranking and topic video posts. But let's go ahead and get into this list of bangers. And also, as I go through my own list, my own personal ranking, of course, leave in the comments what were your favorite studios and boutiques of the year. But this is basically a top five here. So, right here at the bottom, still an amazing boutique label that finally made my list for the first time because I did take notice of them a little bit more this year is actually going to be Umbrella. Yes, Umbrella is a boutique label I've actually never bought anything from before. But I did recently do a boutique battle bash and I was really impressed by the Umbrella side. Umbrella just had some banger releases this previous year with like the Super Mario Brothers set. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want that right now. That thing looks freaking amazing. And then also the Caligula box set. Oh my gosh, that really piqued my interest as well. And they even did like the Hell House LLC collection. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, such wonderful box sets from this boutique label that I didn't really care anything about before, but I'm really interested in picking up some titles from them this current year. So I'm really excited for this boutique label. To me, they're just the most promising out of all this list where I'm like, I want to see what you guys do next because you guys have been working great with what you've had so far. So what can you get the rights to in the new year? That's going to be really important. Next up, we're actually going to have Warner Brothers. Yes, we got to put some studios here in this list as well. But I think Warner Brothers actually did a really solid job this year. They did things like the Nightmare on Elm Street 4K, right? They finally got that franchise, beloved horror movies, at least the first one, to 4K. And I think they are doing a box set collection of the whole franchise this upcoming year. So that's really exciting and promising. So that's very cool. But also, they didn't stop there. They did things like North by Northwest on 4K and also Blazing Saddles to 4K and actually added in new special features. Now, studios don't always do that. So to get new special features on those releases, that is very cool. But what really sealed the deal to put them on this ranking list this year is going to be that they're partnered with Groove, right? You can get a lot of Warner Brothers titles on Grooves. I know you can with Universal as well, but Warner Brothers titles that we absolutely love at really good deals and prices, especially those still books you can get fairly cheap for like around $25 when they first come out. They do sell out pretty fast, so you got to be quick on the pre-orders there, but it's just really cool. So I'm really excited to see what they get there in the new year, and I'm definitely going to be getting more still books if they're Warner Brothers just using Groove. That's what I learned this year. You got to utilize Groove when you can. All right, next up, we're getting to the tops here. We're going to have Criterion here. Yes, Criterion has been a boutique label I've always really loved just because of their variety, and they really have something for everybody out there, and that was the case this year. They really had a good mixture of older titles, new titles, just so much stuff would always come out from Criterion, so there's definitely stuff I enjoyed picking up, like Paper Moon. Oh my gosh, this movie was awesome. It was like a comedy film. It was just so fun and entertaining, and the 4K looked beautiful. So I was really excited for Paper Moon. And then you had stuff like Godzilla come out that people were picking up. You had Shape of Water, and like just so many cool titles to the Criterion collection. And Criterion just did great work. They were very consistent, but also added some stuff in there I wasn't expecting. And so Criterion is just the most reliable label here, and they have those Criterion sales seasons. You actually get to look forward to stuff within the year. So two amazing Criterion sales seasons, July, November were beautiful because you actually can find their stuff in Barnes & Noble. So you still get the great feel of hunting for physical media in the Barnes & Noble stores. And then what Barnes & Noble was doing with, their like $5 coupons when you would buy a certain amount and being able to use that to parlay that into other Criterion pickups. It was just a great time for Criterion collecting this previous year. So I absolutely loved what Criterion was doing with transfers and special features and just variety of selection of titles there. And I'm really excited with what they have announced coming up for this new year. So Criterion just did an amazing job for the boutique labels. Just really impressed with them. All right, next up, we're going to have another studio on this list, and that is going to be Sony. Sony was celebrating their 100 years, and they did a great job. We not only got one Columbia Classic set, we actually got two Columbia Classic sets, and they actually did get to some pretty good deals, and they even threw in like hidden movies and hidden TV shows into those sets, and it was like so cool to see what you would get, an actual nice sturdy box set that looks displayable, but also amazing 4K transfers, and the audio was fantastic, the slip covers in there. It was just beautiful what they did. Then they also had some Sony Steelbooks come out that year. Oh my gosh, they were just doing everything. And they even had the Frank Capra set that just looked to be a beautiful set, really celebrating that director. And I still need to pick it up because there's just so much jam packed into that set. And so I think Sony really did their 100 years justice out of all these other studios we've seen in the past celebrating their 100 years. Like Warner Brothers did a solid job, Disney did a terrible job. I think Sony probably has done the best job, in my opinion, as a studio celebrating their 100 years in terms of physical media and collecting. Yeah, they pissed us off with that Venom 3 Steelbook starting price, but it has come down since then. So I did pre order it around that, $37 marker. So overall, very, very happy with what Sony did. And I can't wait to see what they do in the new year. But now we got to get to the number one spot, guys. Number one, what made my top list of the best for studios and boutique labels this past year, and it's gonna have to be Arrow, no doubt. Arrow just did an amazing job. I've collected so much Arrow stuff this year. I mean, they had such amazing box sets with like the Mexico trilogy, the Wrath of Titan stuff. Oh my gosh, the Hellraiser Quartet of Torment, and then the Conan Chronicle set. Everybody loved that set. The 4Ks looked beautiful. Oh my gosh, sounded amazing. And that was just their box set stuff. I mean, they had some great standalone releases with like Trick or Treat. We finally got the 4K with a beautiful slipcover. The same with like The Man from Uncle. Excellent new special features in there. They even had like the new Friday the 13th remake. I mean, they had some banger titles get really good treatments this year. So I think Arrow really just stands out in terms of variety of titles, what they were offering in terms of the quality of transfers and visuals and audio, and just, oh my gosh, they had something for everybody this last year. And so I think Arrow just did the best they've ever done. And I was just, like I said, blown away by Arrow. I think they might be my favorite boutique label now. If they can keep this going into the new year with some more banger titles, they might pass Criterion for me. I mean, I love Criterion. I'll always be a Criterion fan, but Arrow just might end up being at the top. And that is just so wonderful to say. I mean, Arrow, just hats off to them. They did fantastic this previous year. But there we go. Those were my top five favorite, studios and boutique labels of the previous year. The ones that I think were the good guys and just did some great work out there. But once again, just my own personal opinions, just my own personal ranking list. I know you might agree or disagree, so leave your ranking list down below, of course. Let's have some discussions back and forth, respond to each other. Why would you put that on the list? Why would you take that off the list? Let's hear the reasoning and the whys behind all this. And let's just keep it a friendly film fan community in the chat, just having a good time, because we're just here to celebrate physical media collecting, because I think we're going into this next year really strong with a lot of promise and hope from some of these studios and boutique labels. So very excited to be a collector. So once again, if you're feeling the same way like me, you love collecting, you love talking movies, and you haven't taken those extra couple steps to hit that like or subscribe or notification bell, please do that so we can grow this channel into the new year to really celebrate physical media out there. And that's how we're going to do it. We're going to grow this community, help share out this video if you can. And once again, most importantly, just have a great time watching and talking the movies, my friends. Of course, you'll love this physical media topic video. You're going to have to click on some more stuff. Of course, the marathon, all of the other ranking lists I did for the previous year. So have a great time out there. Do your part to make the world a better place. And thank you so much, my mega membership supporters. If you love talking and collecting movies, consider joining the Mega League of Film Fans through memberships to support content creation while gaining access to perks like shoutouts, exclusive videos, and future topic choices.